Linux system administration in polycloud environment. He has hands-on experience on various latest technology setups across various deep RDBMS across cloud platform and exposure to deployment and administration of database in DevOps environment. His work profile is as follows. Data Solutions Architect, Crunchy Data Solutions Australia, Senior Technology Specialist Infosys Limited Australia, IT Database Service Manager Infosys Limited Chennai, Lead Administrator Wipro Limited Chennai, Technical Lead Cognizant Technology Solutions Chennai, Senior Systems Engineer Infosys Limited Chennai. And currently, he is working as Principal Support Engineer Enterprise DB Corporation, Australia. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for taking time from your busy schedule to be the guest speaker at our seminar. Your presence and wise words helped magnify our cause in the best possible way. We couldn't have done it with you. I'm sincerely grateful for your part in our event. No doubt that this eminent personality will enlighten us with his wide knowledge in the field of cloud computing and databases. Without any delay, let me hand over the session to the guest, Mr. A. Azhagamuthu Mariyappan. Thank you. Welcome you, Mr. Azhagamuthu Mariyappan. Let me hand over the session to you.
Thank you. Thank you, sister, for such a brief introduction, and also for a deep expression of thanks for accepting this particular session invite. And I take immense pleasure in speaking across all, and also in sharing my expertise and experience which I have gathered so far with respect to databases and also the IT service operations and cloud computing environments as well. And let's get on with the presentation which I just have, which I'm just going to walk through today. And just be tuned up for the last part of the presentation, because it's going to be like the one which is going to add a value to each and every one of you who is attending and really taking this particular part of presentation as a important one to tune up your career in the field of cloud computing, because it's not just going to help you in tuning up your career, but it is also going to help you in saving up quite huge amount of cost when you are trying to have some edge over other people who are also just getting graduated with the same degree which you are just getting graduated on your curriculum format. Okay, I'm just going to give up some information with regards to the free certification which Microsoft offering and also AWS is offering at the end of this session. Before that, I will just go through the session which I'm just going to take over in the concept of cloud computing and also the databases, after which we can just go through the final part which I have ensured at. Okay, I'm just sharing my screen, or will you be sharing this PDF or presentation which is over there? Will you be able to share it, or shall I share it? Okay, I'll do mine.
Okay.
Is my screen visible?
Yes, your screen is visible.
Your screen is visible. Okay, thank you. Okay, this slide has been already been very highly elaborated by my sister, so I think I'll skip it off and go to the agenda part over here. With respect to the discussion which we are going to have in next 1 hour and 15 minutes, this is going to be the agenda of the session which we are having. And one more earlier point, I just got a bit cold in last 2-3 days, due to which, in case if I'm just having some stammering or sneezing, just please ignore it. And just going on with the agenda explanation, we are just going to discuss about what is cloud computing and what is the traditional approach which was earlier before the cloud computing, and major cloud vendors, and differences between type of services which cloud computing is providing to its customer, and this is going to be the first module which we are just going to look over, and second one is going to be the infrastructure services and databases. I'll just elaborate in deep about what is infrastructure services, and how is it being configured for a customer, and how is it acting in the back end when you are accessing any application or website, or even a retail site, or even any whatever online operation which you are performing for certain website, how it is working out. Those things we will be discussing over here in this part, and we will be just explaining and going through a step wherein correlating how this was occurring earlier in a normal approach, and how it is working on data center, cloud data center right away as of now. And third thing, databases in detail. What are all the list of databases which is in production, and which is also being used highly, wherein all your data are sitting and everything is going on, etc. And next one is going to be a practical demo of how to create a account in AWS cloud, and how to create a server in AWS cloud, and how to create a database in AWS cloud. And finally, as I just promised earlier, I'll just go through the list of options available for you as a student to get much with the cloud without much spending over here, and also with respect to the impact of cloud in IT field, that too, which happened quietly major after the decade of 2000, which has paused in IT field. I'm just going through the first slide. With respect to the cloud computing, before just we can discuss about the cloud computing, we need to have detailed discussion about what is a infrastructure and how things are working on. First and main thing is going to be, say in case if it's like you are just creating a one of website which is going to serve as a retail website. Say consider you can just take up a simple website like Redbus. What they are doing is like they are collating list of buses which is traveling from one destination to the other, and what they are doing is like they are creating a website, and they are also providing an app which you can download from the App Store or Play Store based on the type of mobile which you are just using on. And so what happens is like they are just frequently loading up a data into the database with the latest details about what is the time of vehicle when it is going to depart, and list of available seats, and booking up a mechanism of the seat. Everything is being hosted within this particular website or within an application, which we are meaning as a application. So what happens is like when we are saying that we are hosting a website, so obviously app comes into a part, and for saving all those databases, all those data like vehicle information and timing and also available seats and all those things, everything will be stored up in a databases. And apart from this, even though the application is there, to give you a web console wherein you will be able to book a ticket in a website format, or even in a online format, for enabling those mechanisms we need a web server. I'll just deeply elaborate about all this thing. The thing is like when you are in a need of a particular activity to be done, say even Redbus or even some other ticketing website or even a banking website, whatever it is, the nature of all these transactions and everything which can be done with respect to this particular website will be stored up in the app server. So app server is going to have all the information with respect to how the nature of the application and how it is going to work, and all the details with regards to the application, and all codings will be deployed over here in the app server. And what web server will do is like web server will have a necessary coding for converting this app to a usable format like a website or an application which can be hosted online. And what is the role of databases is going to be like, database is going to hold all the data which app and web is going to have. In case if the website is about to be load, in case if you want a logo here in the website, that particular logo will also sit as a object in the database, which the app server will pull in and push to the web server to configure it to have the particular look in the web server. So how all these things will communicate is like, this thing will have a network connectivity enabled between these things. Web and app will have a network connectivity, and app and web will have a network connectivity, and web will be totally exposed to the outer customer market. That's how this will be configured. This is going to be a network. So all these things will be saved in a server. Database will be saved in a DB server, and app related codings will be saved in an app server, and web related codings web hosting related codings will be saved in the web server, and all these things all together will work through a network. And server, first of all, I have to explain you what is a server here. Server is nothing other than, it is also going to be a computer, but this particular computer is going to have a kind of hardware which is really not just simply like a normal CPU which you are just having. It's going to have several set of features which will support many types of failures and also security issues and even new viruses. Everything will be almost handled by it. And this particular servers will be this is also going to be a computer, but it is not just how you just imagine. This will be somewhere in this format. This is going to be a view of the data center where you will be able to see server, storage, and everything which is present in a particular data center. Okay, this is how it's been configured. Give me a minute. This is how it will be. This all together is called as a infrastructure. This is called as a infrastructure. App, database, network, and all servers together are being called as a infrastructure. So when you are saying that you want to create a new website for ticketing, or even if you are just going to create some other purpose of online transaction or anything, when you are saying that you want to create a website, what they will be doing is like they will get a place in a data center, and they will order for the servers, and they will order for all the network components, and they will be installing the app related software, database related software, and web related software as well, and they will deploy all their codes in the web server for enabling the web access, and they will deploy all their code in the app server for creating the application with all the functionality which the end user is giving for the particular company. And this particular database will be primarily installed and will be enabled with the configuration to have provide access to the app servers, and also to store all the data which are coming in the day-to-day front. In certain websites, in case if even though just take up the example as a red bus, what happens is like, as soon as today is over, there is no need for me to hold the bus related data, vehicle related data of today, which is not going to be of any use for tomorrow. So at that time, what happens is like, they will be archiving or deleting all the data which are already over the particular server to manage the capacity. At that time, what happens is like, they will be archiving or deleting all the data which are already over the almost close to 1 TB or something particular server. If you are not manage the capacity, and at that time, what happens is like, they will be archiving or deleting all the data which are already over the almost close to 1 TB or something particular server. If you are not manage the capacity, at that time, what happens is like, they will be archiving or deleting all the data which are already over the close to 1 TB or something particular server. If you are server is also just another computer which is running in the data center, which is going to meet up the needs. This will also going to have a RAM allocation to it, and it will also have a space allocation to it. The space means disk size, and it is also going to have a set of CPUs which is present in it. Okay, these all together are called as a infrastructure in a data center, the infrastructure in a IT environment, and the place where all these things are present is going to be called as a data center. So what happens is, like, as soon as you come up with the requirement to host a website, automatically system administrator or the manager of the particular project will get a space in a data center or a hosting provider, and they will check how much data you are going to store and what is the nature of your application, what is the nature of your web server, and they will appropriately create the set of servers in the data center, and they will install the DB software, app software, and web software, and they will physically enable the connections over here, and also will make some programs changes also to enable the connection between each and every modules over here. And they will also ensure that all these RAMs, RAIS, and CPU across all these three servers are being managed in such a way that it will be available at all time for user to get a good performance in the website at all point of time. And he will after estimating all these things based on the requirement and other thing, what he will do is, like, he will come up with the price, mentioning that this is what the price which you have to come up, and this is what will take on. This price is for acquiring the servers and also blocking environment in the data center, and rent for capturing the machine in the data center, and what is it? We have to buy this amount of servers, so we have to give this much fund for purchasing the hardware and everything. They will be coming up with you, and once after you are fine with it, they will be proceeding with deploying all the servers and also the software in the data center for hosting your website based on your requirement. This is the traditional approach which was earlier in progress. Whatever client, whoever they are coming up from, when they come up with a requirement, automatically after analyzing the particular requirement, they will be coming up with a list of requirements for hosting their project, and they will also come up with the price negotiation. This is how they were earlier doing on. But what happened to cloud computing is, like, cloud computing is an area where everything is present all together in a data center already. You don't have to go and buy any new hardware. You don't have to check up for which software to install. You don't have to do any installation or anything else. Only thing which you have to do is, like, you should have the code for deploying the website. Once after you have all the code required for deploying the website, what you have to do is, like, you can just go to this particular cloud provider and you can do up a financial negotiation, and you can get a set of servers in their environment without you can just straight away go ahead. It is not like you have to later on purchase it and get it off. And one other main thing over here is, like, there are several classification available where it is going to be an on-demand service, because the thing is, like, in the cloud environment, you are going to pay for whatever you are using. It's not like you are purchasing a hardware, and if only two hardware, say you have purchased a slot of 8 servers together, but you have, all you need is going to be 3. So rest 5 will be remaining unused in the normal environment. But whereas in a cloud environment, if you are using 3 servers, you can order for 3 servers. And if you need another 5 servers, you don't have to once again go through the entire process once again, asking a data center manager to get new 5 servers and work with the vendor to get a new 5 server and put it in the environment and host it up. Those things are not required. It is very, very easy to create a new server in a cloud environment after the price negotiation is just like that completed. And it is going to be clearly going to be a metered service and a measured service, because they will be clearly having detail about how much you are using from the particular cloud environment, and based on your demand, you can just increase or decrease the number of resources which you are picking up. Just over there, I just told you that it is going to be like hello. Okay, there we just told, like, what
yes,
is it?
Yes, continue, Paya. Somebody has.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay. Continue, Tandi. Yeah, okay.
Just as I told earlier, there were several servers. Several servers are called as compute over here in the cloud environment, and networking connections will be there, database will be there, and what is it? Disk usage is mentioned as block storage, or object storage will be object storage can also be done here. There is a difference between this block and object storage. I'll just explain it in the last of this particular slide. And apart from this, there is some separate identity access management is also being in place. Identity and access management is like which user is who. Say in case if something like some person want to log into the server, log into the cloud server and just check whether application is running. He doesn't need a administrative privilege or higher level of privilege to check this particular thing. So we can just give those particular user a normal level of access, and who is going to maintain all the code and everything server, that particular people can have an administrative privilege. Those managements are user level managements are called as identity management, and object level storage and block level storage. Say in the blocks level storage, what it means is like I'll just go with the object, then come with the block here. Object level storage in the sense is like, say you are having a video file which you want to store as a video itself over, you are having a video file which you want to store as a video itself in the particular cloud storage. At that time you can go for a object storage. And in case if you want to store everything in an encrypted format or other format, or through a kind of data from the database, those things can be coming up as a block storage over here. This is the difference between the object storage and also the block storage over here. So what happens is like cloud environment will altogether have everything available already. Only thing is like based on your need, you can just go ahead and use it off whenever you are need, and all your usages are being checked. And in case if you want to increase from 3 to 8, it is obviously easily possible. Those things are called as elasticity. Ability to scale up and scale down will scale up and scale down means is like if you want 3 servers all of a sudden you can just automatically go with it. If you want to shut down 2 to 3 servers, you can automatically do it. Those things will come up over here. And resource pooling is nothing other than classifying all the servers as a set of resources. Say something like you are having one particular server available, one server is available, and it is acting as a database server. All of a sudden what happens is like there is some hardware failure and this server has went down. So at that point of time, what happens is like your application is going to go down. Just imagine Redbus app to master connectivity happens, your website will once again automatically come back. So we can group the set of servers based on the type of servers as well, based to maintain the high availability and also for a disaster recovery scenario. Okay, so what happened? So to do this, we will be having set of servers, and similarly storage also has same kind of HA and DR solutions, and database itself has HA and DR solution or custom solutions as well. Those things can be easily possible with respect to the databases. So all these resources which we are having as a bunch of resources in the cloud environment can be pooled as a single entity, and we can just say them that these are all the total amount of bunch which we are just making use of. And next thing is going to be network access. For enabling connectivity from each and every object, we are automatically configuring a networking, and we will have a separate network within the cloud environment where all these servers are accessible. And in case if you are trying to access from your home machine or something else, you won't be able to access. That is what going to be the network access as well. And more than all, whatever coding which was happening so far, everything has been developed as an application itself, and those things are entirely already available as a packaged solution in the cloud. In case if it is going to be like, just imagine you are writing a .NET code, or even you are writing a .NET code, and you are developing a bigger code, and you are trying to deploy it in a normal compiler over the particular server which you are having in your on-premise. This is the traditional approach which was being followed. But now what has happened is like, cloud providers have